Hi, my lovely viewers. I'm back. So, we have seen the disadvantages of what do you call it, complementary feeds, where you can have diarrhea, stunted growth, micronutrient deficiencies, acute malnutrition. How can you make your baby hungry? Okay, we want to breastfeed our baby, we want to give complementary feeds, but our babies don't seem to be, infants don't seem to be hungry. Well, you can make your baby hungry by engaging the baby more. Okay, you drum and dance for the baby to exert in so much energy for the baby to feel hungry. Okay, when the baby feels hungry, now you catch the baby's attention. You introduce the baby's foods. Okay, favorite foods. So when you have caught the baby's attention, now introduce foods that you think the baby likes. Okay, and when the baby starts feeding on those foods, then you introduce foods that the baby had previously rejected, because you do not want baby to reject food more. Okay, so when you start introducing the baby's foods, what do you call it, the baby's food more, the baby's favorite food, now it gives you the chance to um, gradually throw in what the baby previously rejected. Okay, then when the baby is eating, now you can scale it a little bit higher and higher. Okay, now this is the positive side, because you want the baby to be hungry to eat. Now, what shows that your baby is also hungry? Well, sometimes the baby can follow food from any direction. Even if it's going into your mouth, you see that the baby will be looking at the food going into your mouth. Wherever the food is moving, you see the baby's eyes will be following it. Other times you find the baby opening his or her mouth, okay, or bringing the tongue out, playing with saliva, okay, and even stacking the tongue down. Other times you find the baby licking the fingers, the wrists, wherever the baby will get, or even licking on the material. Okay, other times you find the baby jittery and throwing tantrums and crying. All those are cues that the baby is hungry. Then also, I think basically that's all. What will show you that the baby is full? Baby was eating very well. Then along the line, you find that the baby is rejecting the food or keeping the food in the mouth. Okay, the baby is just keeping the food in the mouth and will not let the food out. Other times, you give the food to the baby, then you find that the baby is bringing the food out. It's also a sign that the baby is full. So, what are some of the foods you can give to the baby? Let's keep it Ghanaian. Okay, so if you are giving porridge, it shouldn't be like the breast milk. It shouldn't be watery. It should be of a semi-solid consistency. Do you understand me? It should be semi-solid. Okay, so that when you pour it, it should be difficult to be poured. Okay, then it shouldn't be so thick. No, it should be semi-solid. Then let's do the porridges. So the porridge, what can I add to the porridge to fortify it? You can do granite paste. You can do eggs. Okay. You can do palm oil. You can do margarine. Okay. You can add all these things to the porridge to fortify it. Then also, um, when you fortify it, okay, the palm oil, the eggs, and all that, please don't forget milk. The child needs milk. So you can add the prescribed formula up to the 6 months, up to the 1 year, up to the 2 years. You can add what the prescribed formula to the food. Okay, the baby needs protein. Okay, then we can also do purees. We can do mashed potato. For me, what I tell my patients is for potato, you see the cover of the potato is very high in folic acid. So please don't peel it. Wash it very well. You slice it into pieces. You cook it with you first steam your um minced meat or your meat. You chop it into small pieces. You season it nicely. Okay, you cook it, then you add your potato, you cook it together, then you let it simmer. Okay, you take it off the fire, then you let it sit for some time and cool. Then you do what, you toss a little bit of vegetables, okay, for less than 2 minutes. You toss it, then you add it to it, you blend it together, okay. Then you blend it together, put it on fire again, and put margarine in it, okay, for a short time. Is very nutritious, and the smell, is lovely. Just try that recipe and see. The children will love it. Then you can do your winnie mix, your corn, your millet, your wheat, your oats with your rice. You combine it, okay. So the protein part should be one, and the carbohydrate part is two. So if you are doing corn with the protein, which is granite or soya bean, you can do two parts of what corn to one part of what soya bean. Do you understand? If you are doing soya bean with granite, you do two parts of what corn, half granite, half soya bean to make up the one, because they are proteins. Do you understand? It's the required what level for the child, okay. Then also we introduce our home foods. Tiozafi, every food you introduce should be home food you introduce should be very soft, okay. So the soft tiozafi, if it is fufu, it should be very soft. If it is rice pudding, it should be what rice, yeah, in a pudding form. Then if it's rice balls, it should also be soft. You can mash yam with margarine. You can mash yam with Kita school boys. We need the rich ones, okay. Anchovies, yeah, that's the Kita school boys. The amani, is it the herrings, okay. You can do it what, you can mash it or pound it in what, a mortar, and what, add it to the food. Please don't start introducing shrimps to your children, okay, at very tender age. Some have serious allergies to it. And when you are introducing complementary feeds, please do it one at a time, so that you find the child's allergies. Some children are allergic to nut products, okay. So let's say you've introduced groundnuts to the food, or yeah, groundnuts, and the child is reacting. Next time, maybe try by removing the husk and see that the infant will still react. Then if you introduce soya bean to the food, the baby is reacting. Try by what's de-shelling the soya bean, and see the baby will still react. If the baby will still react, you take that out of the food and introduce another protein. Do you understand? Let's introduce the food one at a time, so that we'll see the baby's allergies. Then you should give at least 2 to 3 servings of what fruits and vegetables. So you can put tomatoes in the baby's hands and let the baby snack on it himself, okay. Other times you can mash avocado, you can mash watermelon, you can mash mangoes, the purees, okay. Do it nicely. You can even mash what you call a carrots, okay, and even milk, and add the baby's milk to it. It's very nutritious, okay. Let's prepare the food ourselves, so that the babies will really love it. It is not advisable to introduce these canned feeds to the child at this time, because every food with preservative has a detrimental effect on the baby, okay. So it's better you prepare it yourself at this stage, okay, and let the baby have a good grounding for his or her health, okay. So until we meet another time, it's Ask Your Midwife. Catch you on the flip side of life. I'll drop another video for all of us to learn, okay. Thank you so much. See you. I love you so much. Thank you.